Hello and welcome back. Cloud9 picking up the first in this best of three. Something that Mr. Moses called as a big smile on his face. You'll be able to see that as you managed to call the freedom for the first game in this best of three. Of course, there is a whole lot more to go. There's a whole lot more to go on. And I mean, we haven't got long. Let's just quickly cover what we witnessed on that Dust 2 game. Primarily, Cloud9 overcoming a deficit again.
Yeah, I mean, it's becoming a pattern here more than anything. We've seen it in pretty much every match they've played. They start out cold, but they still have a really, it seems like they just have so nice composure going on. They never like really panic. They just keep on going what they know, and that's how they come back.
Yeah, and I mean, going against EnVy, it just seems like when they're utilizing their like force buys, they're buying those deagles. I mean, we saw a great clip with MBK like getting free kills there when they pushed up on Cat. And yeah, I mean, it's so hard, but once they get that money control and get those nades in the op on schedule, they're really solid.
Yeah, and I mean, we were seeing an awful lot of the deagle on both sides. Like both teams just picking up the deagle, and really saw a whole lot of that, Moses.
Get a couple picks as they entered the site with his op. He wasn't hitting those shots, and the player that stepped up was Freakazoid in that rotation position, in that player in CT spawn. A couple great, fantastic rounds from him. Really bailed him out of tough spots as EnVy tried to take that A-bomb site.
Yep.
And that was something we kind of highlighted when we went into this, was that Freakazoid needs to deliver. It was something that we really required, and he did. That's you know, that's the kind of nitty gritty of it, is that we really needed to see Freakazoid step up, and he has. Skadoodle though, was he quiet? Is that a fair summation?
He was great in the first half. It was in the second half that he struggled with those picks as they came off catwalk, but. I mean, Freakazoid just, you know, he was known for before he came back to Cloud9 and when he was competing, he's known for being a little bit of an auto turret. Like they just put him in a position and he's going to spin around and he's going to get kills. Yeah. And that's what we saw. We saw that great, like some great clips of him in CT spawn towards the middle, just getting triple kills and here just protecting the bomb. Great play from him at quad, you know, baiting his teammates perfectly. That actually was a 4-on-2 that turned into a 2-on-2. It was a very scary situation for Cloud9.
Yeah, and they couldn't have cut it closer.
No, I mean, I'm just super impressed. I want the stats for this map again for like how many rounds they actually win when they're fully, like they have full nades. Because it seems like their win percentage when they actually have like full equipment is super, almost swore there.
I heard that.
Gotta be careful here, but it's been super impressive, like the amount of round wins they actually get. Even like in those long situations when it seems like EnVy has them turned into a corner, like even when Sharks came with the backstab there and Skadoodle just like turned around and owned him. It just seems like they're so solid with those nades that it doesn't really matter.
And Natty, we talked before about how, you know, Cloud9 have always basically, EnVyUS have always got these strong individuals. Shox was the one name that kind of we were talking about. And we weren't seeing like any, like if they were all kind of relatively level on the scoreboard. There was a whole lot of 20s, EnVyUS all turning up. But when it comes down to the Freakazoid factor, we didn't see that from EnVy. Is that a fair summation?
It is, totally. And I would say just the individuals in EnVy just didn't show up the way Cloud9's did. And hello, camera.
I just saw out the corner of my eye. I was like, hello. Yeah.
What's happening here?
Still really like to look at me.
But it is a fair estimation, yeah.
I've caught the sun.
Yeah, that was the big thing. There we have it. That was a big thing too on Dust 2. You know, even NBK said it's a deathmatch map. It's a map that they just go out, and when they come out of the choke points, they're just looking for a fight. And generally, we see them win it on that map. And today, Cloud9 put them in their place a little bit on it. So they steal that map one, that crucial map one that we all said.
But there is plenty more.
If Cloud9 was going to win this series, they had to win the first map, and they open up real strong.
And that's our next point, cash.
Yeah, I think it's a map Cloud9 can definitely win. We've seen that before.
Just yesterday,
yeah. It's not that, but there's always a danger when you're playing the same map again against the same team.
Especially if you utilize the same strategy.
But at the same time, you can really overthink that too. When you're the team that has won that match, I think it's more dangerous than the one. It's better for the team that's lost it before, so you can learn from that. But when you won it once, that's when the point comes where you can really overthink it.
Yeah, I agree completely with that. But one thing that's kind of, you know, doesn't scare me as much because we're seeing this leadership of Sean Gares really stepping up into that role in ways that we didn't see in past iterations of Cloud9 before this previous roster change, bringing in Freak and Skadoodle. And with the way that he's calling, with the way that he's reading his opponents, I mean, it's going to be great to see how if he can do it twice now. Because Envy, I mean, they flat out said, for whatever reason, they were just a little bit stale on that T side, and that's how Cloud9 brought it back. But I feel very confident in the way that Sean's being a leader on this team.
And if you, Natu, were going, sitting behind Envy and trying to give them anything kind of words of advice going into a map they have just lost against this team, do you tell them to play the same game? Do you what are your words of advice to a team like Envy?
Prevent.
Because then surely they're going to have to change something. You can't approach the game identically and expect a different result, or is that or can you?
Avoid Skadoodle.
Right.
Right, just work around him as he's walking around.
Well, interesting that you say that because they went at him on Dust too. They went to because he was missing those shots today, so they kept going back to it because he wasn't punishing them. So that could be a little bit scary for Cloud9.
Yeah, that's true. If he actually, you're very right. If he's not hitting the shots he was yesterday, maybe he's more confident on Cash though. Maybe he just feels more confident on playing that A site than A site on Dust too. So it's gonna be interesting.
Yes, it could be.
I kind of feel like Envy needs to go like full throttle mode, like aggression, like they did in the beginning of the Cash game where they went for like double squeaky, double A main, kind of like locking down an entry and kind of falling back from that and playing from that. They kind of need those entries. I feel like the aggression needs to happen.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Especially on the defensive side. We saw them get out to a hot start on their CT side because they were being so aggressive in A main. And Sean, Cloud9, they adjusted to that so well. And that was the thing that got Envy to that 6-0 lead, and then Cloud9 adjusts something and it stops working. So it'll be interesting to see if Envy tries to open with that again, or if Cloud9 is going to be prepared for it, or whatever they've got in store.
Yeah, and is there also the element of what happens if Cloud9 actually starts strong? How confused are they going to be? Like, hang on, we've got the...
They haven't done it yet this tournament.
Yeah.
They're the comeback kids right now.
Let's see if they can do it then. It is once again time for your casting team, as I did dub them Gemla. It is Jason and Semler.
Oh, thank you very much, Alex. But I've kind of grown attached to Gemla.
I kind of like it.
I like it too.
It's the next
man.
Panders.
Good looking out, man. But this is going to be the second map now. It is going to be on Cash. And so I think there's a real shot at it. I still have to stand by Envy taking this in 3 maps, but I'm going to give this like a 50-50. There could still be an upset. Cloud9 could still take this in 2.
I mean, we saw yesterday Sean Gares was, like everyone's saying, reading EnVyUS like a book. We saw some really questionable plays in the beginning. Like, we saw them push middle of Freakazoid, watching towards sandbags, and unfortunately, they didn't have any sort of Molotov to get him out of position. But later on, the next couple of rounds, they finally did catch on and figure out, well, that's exactly what we need to do, and they were able to kind of flush him out finally and get momentum going.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. I mean, it's a matter of whether they make the correct calls, yes, but like Sean Gares, he's just a man who does his homework. That's the main thing to take away from this right now. Envy have much more of a laissez-faire kind of approach to it, where they go by feel, they go by the individual talent. They have an idea of how Cloud9 want to play, but the vast majority of the time, it's like, we're just going to play our game, actually. And Shocks, you're going to get some kills. Happy, you're going to do your thing, lurking around. NBK is going to just make sure that he boosts you everywhere across this map, and everybody's going to be, hunky-dory, right? Whereas Sean Gares, a lot of it breaks down to, this is their tendencies, this is what they do. They mold their game much more around what their opponents are doing, it seems. They want to do their homework and then take that into account.
You know what's funny about that? Actually, I asked a couple of the teams, I'm not going to give any names because I don't want to put them on the spotlight, but I asked a couple of teams, how do you prepare for games in terms of, do you anti-strat, do you research what the other team does?
Yeah.
And the teams I asked, they're from Europe, obviously, and they said no. We don't do that. We don't want to change the way we play up against another team. We want to play our game and not play their game. But I think we're seeing from North America, like with COG yesterday against Fnatic on Mirage, they said they had anti-strats for certain things that Fnatic did, and it worked off wonders. Cloud9, I'm assuming as well, they had some great anti-strats to really predict it. And I mean, that kind of goes back to the whole top dog on the bottom, or the top dog, against the rest of the world. You're on the top of the world. You don't really need to see exactly what the lower tier teams do, because you can rely on your aim and rely on your synergy.
The layer cake, huh? Okay. I mean, that is seeming how, as far as Cloud9's game is concerned, their game is to actually take into account what their opponents are doing, and then
I love that. I do.
That. So I mean, we're seeing 2 different styles clash right now, and at least as far as Cloud9 are concerned, their style is working best, because they're off to the 1-0 start in this best of 3. Cash is a map that there's a lot of information to be got on Envy for Cloud9. They can definitely do quite a bit of research going into this match as far as tendencies are concerned.
That was like the fastest sniper I've ever seen.
He had a really slow one on Dust 2, and now they're like, okay,
man.
enough of that. Let's just get into it. So we get to see who's actually going to be picking which side. I don't think it's going to matter too much for either of these teams, though. Similar to Dust 2, they should be both comfortable on both sides. Like Terrorist, CT, it shouldn't be an issue. Now I think the big issue here is for EnVy basically to get their heads in the game, because it's happened once again. They've lost the first map. It happened in the group phase where it was best of 1, but now at least it's a best of 3. So they've lost the first map. Now it's about resetting themselves, getting focused, and going for the play here, and actually just picking up this pistol, starting off strong.
Actually, I just wanted to look at the stats from the game they played yesterday on Cash, and I'm looking them over. Skadoodle, he was leading his team at 26-18, and somebody got to ask, is he going to be on tilt a little bit from this last game? We saw that the analysts were mentioning he kind of got shut out. They knew exactly how to counter him. They constantly went A because he was missing shot after shot. Do you think he's going to be a little bit on tilt this game?
Which player are we talking
Skadoodle.
Skadoodle?
Yeah, I mean, he was so crucial in their victory yesterday on Cash that they're going to need him to step up yet again.
And that's actually Lurpus as well, kind of mentioning that, where it's like, when Cloud9 do well, a lot of the time it's because SCII is just like completely going ham.
Yeah.
And then, Shroud is eclipsed, nothing as well, right? You don't really see the other players. You really just get all eyes on SCII. So, yeah, I think it is going to come down to him waking up and just landing the shots. But Smiths, what an opening from Freakazoid. Smith gets completely caught out. NBK will get a headshot return, and there's a third man on this site. Happy needs to get the kill, and he will, but he gets quickly overwhelmed there by Shroud. The raid boss in the front lines gets a key frag to open things up.
Kyo charging straight through the smoke. He's not going to be able to get anyone off of this, and that's going to be a huge man advantage. Shoxy, the last man alive. He's done well in pistol rounds, but he's not going to do much this time as nothing shuts him down. And Cloud9 are 100% in pistol rounds against EnVyUS today, where they couldn't win a single one against them yesterday. They didn't even play for the retake. Like, we've been talking the past couple of days with all the analysts saying, the typical thing to do on that CT side in pistol round is play for the retake and just do that.
Oh, EnVy used to do that.
And they didn't. They three-man stacked it and got completely caught off guard. Freakazoid with a great entry frag to open things up.
Yeah, I think that EnVy were definitely caught by how quickly that play came in for Cloud9. They didn't waste any time, Cloud9. They were just like, bop him in the nose fast, guys. Let's get in there. And with the guns that Freakazoid has, when he lays into you, it hurts. All right, so this is a bit. This is definitely not how things were supposed to go for EnVy.
Well, they do have 4 men around the space site. Shoxy and MBK ready to rotate in through vents. Cloud9, though, being smart about this, they're actually just backing away. They did some good damage on a Smith. You can see 35 health, but we have the Deagles bought up. We have the 5.7s bought up in the P250. And EnVyUS going for the armor on top of this. They're trying to get some middle control. MBK can't get the shots just yet. Nothing down to 62 health. But they're looking to charge straight into A main. And EnVyUS, they're prepared. They've rotated already for this.
And there it is. Smith starts off strong with the first headshot, and they don't know that there's a second man behind quad boxes. Shoxy doing the work, and there's the crossfire, but Happy hasn't given it away. He peeks out, and somehow SCII turns in time, but that's not going to save his life. And Kiyoshima takes out nothing in mid as well. So what a turnaround there. EnVy getting the perfect read, stacking that site, and getting there just in time to catch out Cloud9 when they try to rush onto it.
The decos, oh my lord. I can't even call that deco because they bought armor on top of that, but that, it seems to be the bane of Cloud9. They can't seem to win these second and third rounds consecutively. And not to mention yesterday, they couldn't win pistol rounds, that they would drop 0-6 on T side against EnVyUS when they were playing CT, and then 0-5 when they swapped. This map's going to be so difficult for Cloud9, but one thing they proved, if anything yesterday, was the fact that they can come back and they can win games.
Great pop flash there by Kiyoshima. Catches out Freakazoid, so that's going to start them off strong. This is a force buy for Cloud9 as well. So it's going to come down to the rest of these guys. Light on the gear as well. They've only got a smoke and a Molotov to work with. Kiyoshima now going aggressive in the halls. He wants to see if he can get some more info, if he can catch somebody out here. And Shroud is about to round this corner. Shroud walks into it, and there it is. Kiyoshima starts off strong, picks off the first man, but Skadoodle does not let him get away.
Can Skadoodle do much more with this scout? Smith's going to be waiting. Spots him out, misses the shot, then Skadoodle won't. Gets the kill on a Smith, and now it's a 2-on-3 with Sean Garrett's actually falling. MBK comes up with a nice kill on a Skadoodle, but nothing's still alive. In a 1-on-2, he's got 2 men actually towards vent side. He has the bomb in hand. He's going to rotate towards A. He's going to go completely around. He's going to be spotted out by Happy. I think he's going to hear this.
Oh, this is so sick. The timing.
Oh my.
Impeccable. What a read by Happy.
I think EnVyUS have woken up.
Yeah, I think this is starting to get a little scary here for Cloud9. All of a sudden, that was just incredible, though. Happy, perfect place to be. What a read on his part, not letting nothing make that run over to the A site, get a bomb plant. And so now we have Cloud9 after that buy. It's going to be a round of eco here for them. A couple nades picked up, though. We do have 2 flashes, some P250s, and a smoke on Sean Garrett's. So we'll see. As far as they're concerned, they're holding very far back, though. Look at this. Anti-boost and everything out of nothing. He's just making sure that nobody can get cheeky over here for Team EnVy. Whereas EnVy, well, Shoxy, he's on a mission. Surprise, surprise. I know you don't have Kevlar. This MP9, time to make me some money.
Well, he does get flashed up. Looks like they might try to rush him down. Actually, they're going to still set around towards middle. You can see they actually boost a man across. Shroud going to drop down. Skadoodle going to pick up the kill, though. So they will finally get one, but Shox picks up 2 kills, a lot of money in his pocket. Smith's actually going to miss that shot. Happy, though. He won't.
Yeah, but that's a clever spot by Smiths. We don't really see that one too often.
And that's off angle.
When you're trying to, basically, exactly, you know, you're trying to change it up, not be too predictable, playing over here by Spool. Instead, you know, you go for one right on the edge of connector. Nicely done there by Smiths and MBK, though. They're cleaning things up, and Happy will find the last kill here. So 3 rounds on the board for Envy. Cloud9, after that round of Eco, we should be seeing the buy out of them. And I believe SCII has just enough for a Glass Cannon AWP. He does 4,900 in the bank, so do they commit? Yes, of course. But SCII, we're watching you. There it is. All right, AWP picked up for Skadoodle, and Happy has got his as well.
I wonder if they're going to actually boost him to try to get that middle control. They're actually going to play him over towards main. It looks like they will go for this boost, in fact. They won't flash him in. It's going to be Shox and ABK here to play it on this Envy side, and SCII. This is, again, Shoxy playing that position. Do they have the Molotov to get him out of that position? And they don't. Shoxy can buy so much time with this. He's actually going to push straight into him. Picks up one on a Sean Garris. Look for the second. He won't get it. Freakazoid will finally respond. And now it's a 4-on-4, and Cloud9, they've gotten control of middle.
That's some unadulterated aggression right there from Shoxy. I am amazed that he actually goes forward to try and take that fight. The mid-control battle right now is fierce. Happy will take out Skadoodle, though, so that is Cloud9's Opper down. Leaves him with 3 players alive, 2 of them still in mid, but they're trying to wrap around to B. Going through vents, and Smith drops in and takes out Freakazoid just on time. 2 kills for him. Nothing will remove him, but then Kiyoshima here to pick things up. Although Nothing, what a shot. Does get the instant kill. 50 seconds left, and once again, Nothing finds himself alive in a 1v2, and this time he might just stick to the B side, although Happy runs in and will just completely donate his life there. What is going on?
He's got 9 HP. He's got 1 more man in vents. MBK there. Is he going to make noise? And Nothing. He knows where he's coming from. Will he have the angle? Will he get the flick in time? He spots him, but he can't get the shot, and MBK will close out another round for EnVyUS.
Oh, man, if he had just had a little bit more HP there, Nothing, he could have done that. He could have done that. NBK with a little bit of a lucky break that Nothing only had like 10 HP, because that was definitely too close for comfort, and we get it from NBK's perspective this time. So he just manages to peek out Nothing in the end, and we even a little bit of the CSGO in-game music.
It's nice.
Yeah, man.
It does get used enough, you know?
Good stuff. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, buddy. All right. Gotta get the mood. Gotta get the ambiance, right?
Cloud9, they're trying to push into B, straight into Keo. And we'll pick up 2 and a 3rd. So pretty easy round here for the side of EnVyUS, but should take him to 5-1. Whoa. Try to do something, but he only get 1 kill. He charges straight into him. And EnVyUS do have a pretty decent bank built up. You can see a lot of utility was left over for EnVyUS in that round as well.
Very worth, though. 2 kills out of a P250 buy. You'll take that any day of the week. And so Cloud9, I mean, so long as they can keep Envy honest, so long as they can keep their money low right now, it's still feasible for them. Because if they, so long as they can keep EnVyUS from having enough money to full buy like 2 rounds in a row, that's the Cloud9 need to make sure that Envy never develop that buffer, because then they're right back in this game. They pick up a round, they force Envy to eco, and then they start just chaining them up. And if they can keep Envy low, that's the key right now to victory for Cloud9. But I mean, Envy, the stones on these guys, look at this, double up for them when their money is kind of like, not too sure. What do? They buy 2 AWPs, 2 of the most expensive guns in the game.
Skadoodle will be the man in Sunroom to actually spot out Keo, but he won't get the shot off. And that was well played by EnVyUS to completely take Skadoodle out of the game. And one thing Cloud9 did so well when they played just yesterday on Cash was that middle control. And so far, Skadoodle, well, he hasn't really shown up in this game. But they still have 4 men alive. Shroud just trying to sit over towards door. And the rest of Cloud9, this was Sean Garris trying to push straight up towards B. And will he get the shot to headshot? And he won't connect on a Smith, but he still has a lot of time to work with. He still has nothing here to protect him. And this flick of the wrist, they're going to need this shot to really open things up. The rest of the team has rotated in from middle as well.
And they still have a man on the speedway. That's NBK getting that info, making sure that mid is clear right now. And they have the man watching A main. Info over on A is pretty standard stuff. And they're staying kind of close to CT as well, so they could try to kind of rotate over quickly. Although they are bringing 1 back. That's going to quickly change up, though. So now that means that Shoxy, there's going to be 3 guys here on the B site for Envy. This is going to get very tricky for Cloud9. They just have to run and gun, no fear, straight onto the site. Freakazoid leads the charge and opens things up, takes out Kiyoshima.
Can't he get much more in this? Smith's going to peek around the corner. He does get the kill on a Shroud. Freak going to come in yet again with a second. Shoxy gets 1 as Happy picks up the other. I thought he got a double there for a second. And EnVyUS will stamp their mark on this round, 6-1. And they're making this look too easy. But then again, we have to keep in mind, Cloud9 lost 6 straight on the T side just yesterday against them on this map. They can come back from this, but can Shongares keep his team's momentum, or build some sort of momentum, get that read on EnVyUS, and take back control of this game?
Yeah, that's what it's all going to come down to. And a buy coming out from Cloud9. So no AWP for Skadoodle, but still Tech9, full nades, and 4 AKs. Very good nade count here for Cloud9. There are options, but guess what? Happy? He decides to go aggressive into Squeak. This is real interesting. Does he get that shot? There's the flash. Happy decides to choke. He's going to unscope, and he gets completely caught out. Nothing with the opening kill here for Cloud9. And now Sky is actually pretty joyful because he can head over here and pick up an AWP if he wants one.
He can, but they do have Shox rotating. Keo and Smith can be both towards middle as well, expecting this push to come in.
Ooh.
Nothing.
What is this? Oh, that's
killing middle at least
yeah.
for now. For Sean. And the smoke will come in to bounce straight towards quad side. The Molotov coming in as well. And Freakazoid opens up yet again. This man is performing so well in this best of 3. But Shox, can he do anything about this site hold? He gets one on a nothing. Looking for that second as the man going to come in from the top side and charge straight into him. They're not going to give him an opportunity. And Cloud9 pick up another round. Freakazoid picking up 2. And again, we really question his performance at Gfinity. We've been questioning his performance yesterday. But this man has come to play today.
Yeah, he has definitely woken up. This is such a sick turnaround for him. As the entry man, he's managed to pick up key frags that allows for nothing. Well, Cloud9 to get into those sides, get that bomb plant, get control. Shoxy doing the best that he can. He's certainly turned around as well from a bit of a cold start on Dust 2. Now he's leading the charge for Envy. But they're just going to be able to get a buy together here. Envy, a single kit on NBK, very light on the nades, but at least everybody has a rifle, and Happy has his AWP. Surprised that with Shoxy landing shots the way he is right now, Happy wouldn't opt to give him the op, but maybe that stat's coming back into play, you know? M4, Happy, they just don't get along.
Yeah, was that 0.3 KD? Really rough start for him with the M4 when Shox was calling for the team, but Skadoodle finally feeling a little bit more confident. Looks like they want to gain that middle control. They're constantly letting Shroud push towards door, and Nothing's already pushed straight through. He's got Shoxy to his left. He just saw a couple pixels, and he's going to pick up this kill. That opens things up. They're getting that middle control that they need. And this is a fantastic start for the side of Cloud9.
Now NBK, he needs to come in trumps right now. Spots out, Nothing, goes for the spray. Not sure if he spotted Nothing actually hanging around in mid, though. He thinks he probably went back into warehouse.
That's what I thought until you mentioned it. That's how good that pick was.
Tricky. This is really tricky now. Cloud9, they can get the momentum going in. They've got that split on, and now both players on the site. Kiyoshima stands his ground, gets the spray down on Freakazoid. No heroics this time, but Nothing will take out Smith. It's Keo on his own, pre-firing every which way. And NBK rotates in, but he's not fast enough.
So another man on site, though. Keo is trying to hold on to this Happy, trying to play this hook. Keo picks up another, and Keo picks up the next. And a fantastic round of him picking up 4 kills and single-handedly holding that site.
Man, that's what a turnaround from Kiyoshima. I'd written him off. When he starts pre-firing with an M4A1, you've got 20 bullets, and they're gone like that. Yep. So he was on point right there. He stops Freakazoid cold, drops that bomb out in the open, and is able to hold his ground in the end. What play from him. Those are the kind of heroics that Team EnVyUS need right now. But a 7-2 lead right now for Envy. This is definitely looking good. And Smith starting them off strong, taking out Skadoodle, spots the second man in Toxic as well. Shongares does have that AWP, but there's the HE going to greet him. Taking a little bit of damage off.
Most of Cloud9 still just playing this one relatively slow. Freak, so just going to be watching towards middle, Shroud over towards door. And if you guys are just joining us, Cloud9 are currently leading in this quarterfinal 1-0. And the third map, if we do need it, will be on train. But we're on cash for now, and Shongares is going to miss that shot onto Shox. And with only 2 men alive up against the 5-man squad of EnVyUS, Nothing will start to get something going for them as he picks up the first on the Shox. And will they be able to push in and pick up this kill onto Keo?
Yeah, one thing that they've got going for them right now is Cloud9, they have a little bit of time. So, still 50 seconds, and wow, Nothing, he's going to go for the AWP. All right, let's see. There's the shot, and he misses the crouch. Crouch is right under it. Nothing, no luck that time. And with 40 seconds left now, it's going to get a little hairy here for Cloud9. They've got the bomb rotating into Garage, and there's Freakazoid. Great shot onto Happy and Vents.
So they still got 30 seconds to work with. They still have Freakazoid with the bomb pushing back towards A. NBK is the only man to defend against this, as they have Smith and Keo both towards that B site. But Keo's on that quick rotate the time. They've got to pick it up quickly. 20 seconds to go on this time. And they're going to push straight in towards main. NBK will be waiting to receive, but can he pick everything? He hears them running straight towards him. He's making the call to come in. Keo's back towards truck to help out. He picks up the first, looking for number 2. And Keo will do just that for him. EnVyUS, they are on a tear.
Yeah, tough break there for Cloud9. When you have so little time at that point, I mean, they'd wasted a little bit of time. Like, if Nothing had picked up that kill initially in the B halls, all of a sudden it opens up on that B side, and maybe Cloud9 commit. They try and make the play for it, or they rotate back around to A. But it gets real scary for Envy. Envy making the correct call that time, and NBK just being in the right spot, the only spot he needed to be, close to the wall. If they're running in, he hears them coming from a mile away.
Well, and playing the clock down to a T too, realizing that they're going to have to run. There's no way they can get across the map just walking, and He had Keo there to actually get his back as well. But we're seeing a pause come in for the side of Cloud9. We saw it happen on Dust 2 as well, just to kind of figure out what's going on, give Sean Garrett a little bit of time to think about things.
Exactly, and there's time, right? It's a timeout. So each team, once per map, they can take a timeout. So it's a tactical pause, whatever you want to call it. Basically, they're allowed to just have a couple minutes to talk things over. Just like in, well, I guess, air quotes, real sports, right? So there you guys go. That's it. So it's not just like some random pause or somebody pulled their mouse out or whatever. Like,
I mean, I think I mentioned it last month as well. I like that they're doing it now. It's not like too far out of their hands. They still can come back. They can still take the next 5.
It's getting...
I mean, it's going to be a little bit difficult when they're going to be on a majority of a save this round, but you'd rather do it now when you have a lot of rounds to work with, especially when you still have a second half to go.
Yeah, this map right now, though, like really plays out to 8-7, to the tone of 8-7 right now. 9-6 is a stretch. If you get up to 10-5, if Envy get 10 rounds on CT side, it's going to be starting to look real grim for Cloud9 on this second map. So they really pushed it. They really kind of like stretched it out a little bit here. For the timeout now, they're going to have to go for a round of eco here, so we could see 9-6 as the best case scenario for Cloud9, and even that's a little bit of a stretch. You really want to be finishing around the 8-7 mark. Hell, coming out ahead with 8 rounds on T side on cash right now, because Team EnVyUS are very good on T side. You need all the buffer you can get.
I'm thinking actually back to the game that we saw yesterday, and it was 6-0. And the rounds that Cloud9 were able to get some momentum going were towards that B side. They picked up, I think it was 2 or 3 rounds off of that alone, and then they went for the switch towards A. And they've been very passive towards the A side this entire half, and I'm wondering, why haven't they gone towards that direction a little bit more?
It was also later on in the half where they started to pick up the rounds, right? So
yeah, it was.
Now, we may be getting into that sweet spot where Cloud9, they get the sit down, they start figuring out what they need to do, what they need to adjust, and most importantly, how EnVyUS are setting up as far as their holds are concerned.
I would love to see a little bit more middle control. Like, again, that's kind of where they excel. They use it as a pivot point to go head towards A or B. They had Freakazoid push in, have some great kills on the Shocks with the use of the Molotovs, which we haven't really seen too many of because Cloud9 just can't afford it.
Exactly. That's the key point, is that Cloud9 are constantly in these kind of eco situations. So they don't have the Molotovs to be thorough, clear out sandbags, clear spools, right? These kinds of corners over in mid that would allow them to get more control versus Envy. So it looks like we might have a very quick round coming out here from Cloud9. They spot NBK going aggressive with the UMP, so we'll see if Sean Garrett is going to get caught off guard. NBK, no fear, only dreams, and the spray is there. What a fast round. Okay then, and Shoxy picking up 3 kills as well. So, very, very quick stuff there. Ideally, Cloud9 would have liked to get a bomb plant out of that, because that bomb plant right there would have given Skadoodle an op. So that's a real shame for Cloud9 that they couldn't get that going. So it means that he has to go for a Galil just to afford to get the nades. That bomb plant would have made a world of difference right now for Cloud9, but they still get a buy out of it, and they still have a decent nade count.
It looks like they want to rotate over towards this A site to actually make the push happen for once in this direction, though. You have to be careful with Shoxy pushed up middle. You can go for that quick rotate, and Shroud just watching for that potential boost coming from the backside. They do have 2 men towards door, 3 men now with Shroud joining. And they're setting up these smokes. We saw this before, nothing to smoke off towards quad. NBK gonna be waiting though towards short, just spraying through it, not connected unfortunately. Finally gets a couple of bullets into Freakazoid, but here we go, the push is on. The site's completely left open, and they should be able to get the plant down, but NBK taking a heck of a lot of damage, down to 44 health. And this is gonna be a full retake, but Skadoodle gets the better of Shoxy on the flank. They have Main now locked down. NBK picks up one himself, but Shroud responds.
And Happy is there to land the shot on Skadoodle. Key frag right there. Molotov gonna go onto that side as well. That's gonna force Sean Garrett out into the open, but the smoke is still down, so Envy not really able to capitalize on that. Cloud9 right now just kind of hanging out on the edge, but the Molotovs, the incendiaries, everything flying in. This is going to force them out into the open, right into the waiting arms, but Freakazoid and Sean Garrett land the shots. Smiths, though, will bring it back to a 1v1, and Freakazoid playing this perfectly, dancing around.
He's sticking it.
Smiths, only this is it. Pros! Oh, Freakazoid! Oh, incredible. The last possible second. I would have put everything down that was actually going to work for Envy, that Smiths was going to get that defuse.
Pros don't fake. Never truer than that. And Freak coming up so big for his team. Oh my lord, that was too close for comfort. And Cloud9 is successful. They got funneled into quad. Like, there was nowhere they could go, even with the help of Main. And that almost wasn't EnVyUS's round.
But you got to give credit to Cloud9 as well. Shoxy, he has a tendency to push aggressive and try and go for that backstab through A main. Cloud9, they didn't skip over that. They left a man behind to make sure that flank couldn't come through. That definitely applied the pressure on Team EnVyUS with that retake.
And they're doing it again.
Oh,
A worked once. Skadoodle picks up the kill on NBK. Happy and Shoxy going to rotate in. Happy still has that op, though, in sight. And he played his position last time. Will they expect a Skadoodle? Well, he won't get the shot off. Happy picking up the kill on a Freak. Picks up the second on Sean Garrett, looking for that third towards door.
And there's a 2-for-1 as well. Happy is just on a tear right now. He misses the no-scope. But it's still a 2-on-1, and the damage is done. Skadoodle down to 2 HP, Shroud on 28.
You know, he's got the op, though. You could have 2 HP, you could have 100 HP. It doesn't matter. He's going to pick up kills like that, and it's all on Keo now in a 1-on-2. It's very possible he could pull this off. He's going to spot Skadoodle. He gets the kill. He's looking for the second Shroud now in a 1-on-1. Can he do what Freakazoid just did the round before? And his bomb is taken away. Keo pushing in, spots him out, gets the kill. And EnVyUS going to go up to 10.
Oh, and this is huge. This is going to reset Cloud9's money. This is a big shift up. Now this is really good. Look, we can see the money right now is how it's going to develop. Yeah, 3,000, 2.5. Cloud9. Yeah, Sean Gare's even shaking his head. He knows that now dire straits. Do they go for the force buy? Do they try and attempt an 11-4 finish with a full buy at the end? It's hard times now for Cloud9. And it is going to be a bit of a quasi-buy, so they're going halfway. P250s, a few nades. So Cloud9 may have something in store for us here, but they desperately need these 2 rounds. If ever there was an eco round that they needed to win, it's right now.
Let's see, 1:35. They have a lot of time to work with for this. They fortunately don't have the guns, but with the smokes and flashes, they try to set up for something similar like this last round where MBK did rush straight into him, and Shox was able to pick up the rest of the kills over towards door, but I wonder if they're going to go for on this. The 2 smokes going to set them up. Shroud picks up one, looking for the second. We've seen clips with him on the Deagle before. Maybe adding to the bank. As A is completely left open, they're going to get straight in towards site. Can they defend it, though? On the retake, nothing. Can get this bomb down. Shroud unable to get any sort of gun. And Happy and Shox just sticking together hand in hand. Make sure they don't lose a single thing. Shroud watching the flank. Maybe expecting Shox to do just that. And Keo spamming through the smoke gets Sean down.
What is that? That is such a big kill. And now Shoxy with a pop flash through the smoke. Just going to apply the pressure. Goes running in. Clears it out. Nothing's there to get the headshot. And nothing with the double kill. This is the danger. Shroud takes out Kiyoshima. And it may very well be happening. Happy will take out nothing. And it's going to be a 1-on-2 situation. Bomb is ticking. He has no kit. He's trying to force them out into the open. They sack Freakazoid. He goes ahead. He dies. No problem at all. Because Happy just doesn't have the time. And Shroud with the last shot to end it. That is a triple kill with the Deagle. Just pointing that out. But what a round. And they actually pull it off. Cloud9, they win an eco round. That is going to be setting EnVyUS back now with a force buy of their own. Pistols and nades in the end. Their money has been shattered.
Well, let's see. They do have the op back on Skadoodle, like you're saying. The 4 AKs bottled up. They don't have a lot of utility to work with. You see Sean and Shroud just buying everything they can in the last few seconds of this round. And Freakazoid already out middle. They're actually being super aggressive about this. And Shox able to pick up that kill, looking for the second. And Shroud will shut him down. So trading 1 for 1. And the rest of EnVyUS just on those pistols, trying to be aggressive, trying to get that gun, maybe catch out Cloud9. But we could be sitting that 10-5 finish. Keo playing that smoke down to a T. Perfect.
He's right on the edge, dancing. Well, nobody's there for Cloud9. There's a man holding that Songares all the way back B halls. Kind of playing that lurk role, as was pointed out by Moses. But it's not going to work out for him this time. With half HP, Kiyoshima's able to get that kill. Not going to commit to getting the rifle, however. He wants to get more frags right now. I mean, if you're up close with the 5-7, you get that one-shot headshot. It'll do the trick for you just fine. And Happy waiting with the Deegan mid. Let's see, nothing going to be clearing it out. He turns away at the last possible second, and Happy able to do a little bit of work, but nothing. Will find NBK on the A side. That's going to open things up. They know where Happy's playing from now. They knew that he was playing Z. And yeah, that's what happens, basically. Cross your fingers and hope you get lucky through the smoke there, Happy.
Well, nothing in Shroud, not on a lot of health, though, so this very well could happen for the side of EnVyUS. Keo does have the head armor, does have that AK in hand. He's got Happy actually going back towards truck. So going to burn Shroud out of his position. Take him down very low on life, 36 HP, and Skadoodle going to miss a shot, but Keo charges straight in, picks it up onto him, picks up this second, look for the third. It's Shroud by himself, he picks up one, up against Happy in a one-on-one situation in the after plant as well. And Happy, is he going to take it? Do pros indeed fake, and he will exactly do just that. Pre-fires him down,
no kit.
But no kit. And Cloud9, they're going to rescue this half going 10-5. It could have been so much worse than that.
It could have been 11-4. I mean, hell, it could have been 12-3. It could have been a whole number of horrible things, but they do actually manage to bring us somewhat back here towards the end. So good on Cloud9. Surprised that Happy wasn't in position to refrag on main there. Imagine if he's actually lining it up from CT behind Kiyoshima, he gets that kill on Freak. They managed to win that round there, EnVyUS. So very close in the end. But Cloud9, they get the job done, and they will get 5 rounds. If they can win the pistol, I mean, it's still feasible here for the North American team. It's not out of question if they can pick up the pistol and win the second round.
They're 3 for 3 today on pistols against EnVyUS, but when it comes to the second round, I think they're 1 for 3.
Yeah, that's like Envy. Well, I mean, they're still the kings of force, man. And that's the problem as well. Well, the problem, right? At the top of the food chain, the Fnatic, the TSM, the Envy, they're always a threat. Doesn't matter if they've got pistols or if they've got rifles. You cannot take them lightly. You can't let off a split second. Otherwise, they will make you pay. So we're going to be counting down into the second half now. 10 rounds for the Frenchmen EnVyUS, who are battling for their tournament lives at this point. Cloud9 currently up 1 map in this best of 3. So Envy need to pick this one up to take the map, take the series to train the 3rd map.
We do see Smith with the smoke and 2 flashes, so interesting to see how he's going to actually use this. Looks like they will boost up towards middle and try to go for that close on towards A side, but it's Freakazoid all alone. They do have that kit on the Skadoodle, so they can play for the retake, but I think he might get overwhelmed just from door alone. EnVyUS with 3 men there. And the rest of Cloud9 actually back towards that B site and towards middle. But Freakazoid, is he going to stall long enough for the team? The flash comes in, and he's not able to catch too many shots. I think the Molotov just slightly missing as well. Did some decent damage. The second one comes in. NBK down very low. Freakazoid going to get dropped by NBK, though, in quad. Now the rest of the team on the rotate. Can they go for the retake?
Well, Skadoodle's taking out Happy already. That's a strong start. So he could catch this man out into the open. If he can make it to main, that would be huge, but Skadoodle stops Shoxy, and there's no bomb plant yet. Sean Gare's now in position to take the fight straight up with NBK. He's got him pinned, and he is gone. Kiyoshima's going to be the last man alive here in a 1v2 with the bomb out in the open. Needs to hit an instant headshot on either one of these, but it's not going to be easy here. They're doubled up in A main, and Cloud9 should be looking to trade at this point.
You can see Strat, I think, getting a little antsy, wanting to charge straight in. The flash comes in as well, and Kiyo not going to be blinded up, but he's got a lot of time to work. 30 seconds, trying to still get that shot on Sean. He can't connect, unfortunately. And there's just no way he can pick up that bomb cleanly. Ooh, I say that, but he gets it. Is he actually going to go straight towards me? 25 seconds, he's got the time.
Oh, he is going to make this run. Fantastic. Kiyoshima, how does he do it? Manages to get that timing just right. He's going to be able to run straight out here. He should go for a default plant. Or no, he's not. He's planning for checkered. This is unreal. He's expecting him to come through CT right now. If he actually makes it in here, this is big. And he gets caught out in the open. Now they know the game is up, and Sean Gares and Shroud, they have a kit. Instant headshot from Sean Gares, so it's not even going to matter in the end. Plenty of time for the defuse, so great recovery there by Cloud9.
4 for 4 in pistol rounds, but unfortunately that should not have happened. That bomb should not have gotten down. Q should not have been able to run away freely from that and get that money onto the side of his team. So well done by him nonetheless. And that takes us now 10-6 still in favor of EnVyUS. If you think back to the last game, or not the last game, the game that happened yesterday on Cash, it was an 8-7 CT half for Envy. So much closer in the first game yesterday.
No,
Still can't count Cloud9 out.
Are you surprised to see the force fire here, Kaplan? Well, the Tech 9?
Not anymore. Not anymore at all.
All right, this is a full buy. Shoxy's actually got an AK out of this. So that's Kiyoshima taking the drop.
Well, look at this. We have 2 MP7s and a P90 and an MP9. Like, this is going to be really rough for Cloud9.
They were definitely expecting EnVyUS to show some restraint, I think. What a silly notion. And this is actually EnVyUS maybe changing things up. They've got that bomb over in B halls right now. They're about to gather up with 4. Happy doing his usual thing, lurking on the extremities. And so here is the setup. Now we get to see, can EnVyUS rush in? Cloud9, it seems like they've caught wind of this, though. They've got Skadoodle rotated over, so there are 3 players holding on the B side at this point. He would get smoked out of CT, so that's one thing to keep in mind. But the rotation time for him is going to be excellent, and there we go. Nice little smoke straight onto CT, but the Molotov instant reply there by Cloud9.
Ooh, nothing. He's almost falling to the fire alone. 16 HP. Skadoodle is here towards upper. EnVyUS still trying to run in towards site. They're finally making their way towards checkers. Here we go. Nothing in the back of sight with no health. He will drop to NBK, but Skadoodle picks up 1. Sean Gares picks up 1 as well. Picks up the second. Skadoodle picking up 2. And they will hold on to this. It's a 1-on-4 for Happy with just the Tech 9. I think he saw Skadoodle, but he will shut him down. And there we go, Cloud9, they pick up the next round. And they are holding on. This game is not over by any means.
Yeah, MP7s as well, just so strong with the SMGs. If you can hold back, and also Cloud9 not holding close at all, really far back onto the site, not letting those Tech 9s get within that one-shot headshot range.
It was that Molotov coming in too that just immediately shut them down from pushing in, so the smoke that was down CT became useless.
Yeah, that's the one thing, man. The beauty of the Molotovs. You can have all the executes in the world, but one well-timed Molotov can wreck all your dreams.
Oh my.
And a jumping headshot from a P90 as well can do it too. What was that? Shoxy, oh, he's gonna catch Freak with a nade in his hand, but he misses his opening. He's still alive, but not for long. Freakazoid will take him out. Happy looking to get the refrag. It's not meant to be this time. NBK, Kiyoshima, and Happy, the last 3 alive here for Envy in this pistol round for them. And I mean, right now, everything's going according to plan for Cloud9. They survived the pistol, they survived the second round. They should get a free round to start building up more money here in the 18th, and going into the 19th when Envy are going to be able to afford to buy again. If they can win that one, Cloud9 are in the lead. So North American Hope, they're still here. 2-0 is a possibility.
What a better way than having 2 American casters doing it as well. American Pride, July 4th tomorrow as well, Independence Day.
But I'm conflicted.
I mean, I've been here 3 years. I'm a little bit conflicted as well, but
I'm conflicted.
I got to go with my roots.
Because there's the French side. I want to see Envy, take it to 3 maps at least. But then there's also the American side saying
so
Cloud9 2-0. That's how America rolls, man. There is no 3 maps. We just wipe you off the planet. All right, let's see then.
Not really expecting much out of EnVyUS the rest of this round. NBK the last one out of the Deagle. And a clean round coming in for Cloud9. So like we're saying, the economy is building up. Cloud9 is getting comfortable. And it's going to come down to this. Can EnVyUS get momentum built off of it? Do they? Actually, they wouldn't have an op either. And just look at this. The jumping headshot out of Freak.
Well, his feet touch the ground.
Yeah.
Okay, Freak.
But I really want to point out this man, though. I mean, we still really question him. I'm going to bring it up again. We question his ability to, play with the team, and he's been doing phenomenal best of 3 when they needed him to really step up. Skadoodle with the opportunity to go for the quick peek towards main. Does get completely flashed out, going to have to back away, but this is kind of a 3-man stack. Freakside pushing towards door. They get the kill and happy. They get that man advantage. And this is a good start for Cloud9 on the buy.
This is incredible now. They've really applied the pressure because Envy now, they have 2 smokes and a handful of flashes to work with as far as the utility is concerned to create some opportunities. And you know who's just really happy right now? Flesha. He's got a tear in his eye watching Freakazoid use the P90 like this. He's like, oh, my North American brother.
Well, he didn't really expect Cloud9 to get here, or any American team. But yeah, Skadoodle will pick up the kill on NBK in middle. And they're just continuing to steamroll. I wouldn't be surprised to actually see EnVyUS pull up a pause maybe in this next round or the round after, because the momentum's completely shifted away. They're trying to make a play happen towards A. Shoxy snuck up Catwalk. I don't think he's even been spotted. He has that bomb as well. And Shoxy will get the kill onto Shroud. Freakazoid now knows exactly where he's coming from, and he will get the one. Can he get the second, though? Well, that'll be Keo coming in from behind main. It's a 3-on-2. It's going to be a retake. And Keo has a smoke. Shoxy with the flash to buy a little bit of time. Ska trying to take out Keo towards main, and nothing's going to go for the flank. So this is going to be really difficult to hold for EnVyUS.
Talk about threading the needle there, Kiyoshima. Now Ska, he's aware, he knows. Kiyoshima gets the spray. No, he misses it. Skadoodle on 1 HP. Then there it is, point blank fight. Kiyoshima gets overwhelmed, and we lose Shoxy in the meantime as well. Ska even darts in to get, he robs him. He lives on 1 HP. He's like, I deserve this defuse. There it is, Cloud9. They're making it happen 1 round at a time. We got a wall of blue so far in the second half.
And Skadoodle, we talked about last game, he just was completely countered by the way EnVyUS was playing Dust 2. But 19-15, he's starting to step up. He's got that confidence back. You got Freakazoid playing well as on top of that. You have Nothing doing some great plays, and Sean Garris on point with his calling. This is getting very scary for this French side. They will go out in the buy up yet again, but no op for Happy or Smiths. And Skadoodle going to be locking up B, so they're letting him rotate. They're actually letting him hold B alone, pushing Shroud up middle, and having Nothing sit back and hold it from Z.
And look at this change of pace now from Envy. Right now it's back to the basics. Spread out, look for picks. Nothing cheeky here, guys. Happy just hoping to get lucky over in Squeak, but they're just spread out across the map right now and holding passively as well. They're expecting some kind of aggression out of Cloud9. So you have to give it to Cloud9. They do go for a bit of the mid control, putting Shroud up in vents, but they're still playing it very carefully. It's actually going to be the boost. Let's see here.
Well, Sean Garris, let's see, wants to push up from quad. I think he's just trying to play the smoke currently. Maybe trying to listen for sound. They don't really have too much information on where EnVyUS is, and it looks like they're trying to boost and get control of middle. Shroud is going to be met with a lot of resistance, and I think they know exactly where he is.
This could cost MBK. He's thinking it's on the right side. Does he actually expect Shroud to be there? Shroud taking the fight now. NBK knows, but Shroud makes it out of dodge. No, NBK takes the fight and loses it. Shroud coming in big for Cloud9.
Skadoodle, oh, he's at headshot too. They're going to run straight into his crosshair. Shroud just trying to cover him off towards the main side of B as well. And there we go. The flash is raining. Skadoodle, can he connect any of these shots? They're pushing through checkers on top of Shroud. Only gets one. Skadoodle still holding this angle. He gets the kill into Happy, but he wants them coming from the backside. He's going to go for the quick flick, but he can't get it onto Keo. And this should be the bomb planted.
But the Molotov is going to be perfect, or at least it should be able to force the man out. Kiyoshima, though, getting 2 headshots, and that completely turns it around. Freakazoid now in a 1v2, has to worry about the crossfire, but Kiyoshima looking for that ace. He's on 4 frags right now. Freakazoid has an idea, and he's going to shut down the streak. But Smith, so much HP, and he has to know that Freakazoid is low. He's got the Tech 9 out. He's looking for the kill. And he's just playing it so carefully as well. Dancing around that box. Not going to give it to for free. Freakazoid holds his own, and he's got the kit. Plenty of time. How does this keep happening? Envy are crumbling at the very end.
That should not have happened. That was such a good
The guns are out, baby.
Oh, it's the gun show. And he can't believe it. That should not have happened. Winning with the USP. EnVyUS, they're tied. They had such a strong lead. It was 10-5, and they've lost 5 rounds consistent. And Cloud9 are looking unstoppable.
Oh man, okay. Now, well, this is going to rattle Envy. This is where you really need the experience to be able to just grind out rounds, because at this point, this is where teams crumble. Kiyoshima's going to start off 1-for-1 trade there, but then Shongair steps into the fray, takes out Shoxy. NBK trying to hunt, but he's going to be just a second too late to get the refrag. Still a lot of damage dealt to Shongair. Skadoodle is low, but then Freakazoid steps in and takes out Smiths in mid. That's the bomb down now as well. A lot of information now for Cloud9 to work with. They've got bomb control, and they've got a 2-man advantage.
MBK and Happy, the 2 men alive up against 4. This is going to be so difficult, but Happy going to push straight back. MBK trying to get something cheeky through the smoke. And you have Shongair's pushing main. He has so much information. MBK just trying to hold on, potential rotate in through vents.
And I love that it's Shongair's as well, because he's got 8 HP. So they're like, you know what, Sean? We're just going to donate you. You go out. You be our canary, right? Go figure out if it's safe. If you die, not the end of the world. You had 8 HP. You're probably going to die anyway.
Yeah, don't worry about your stats. We don't care about that stuff. We just want to win, and Shroud will get tagged up a little bit. Shroud gets the kill on MBK. Now it's all unhappy in a 1-on-4. They know exactly where he is. There we go. Freakazoid picks up the kill, and Cloud9 pull ahead into the lead.
This is insane. And so now, no bomb plant for Envy. The wall of blue just keeps getting bigger in the second half as well. Cloud9 with the streak, just keeping it alive.
5 straight, 6 straight.
Yeah, 6 straight now. And, well, there it is. They finally forced Envy to take a step back. Go for pistols instead of a full buy. So that bomb plant, it makes a world of difference. That bonus 800, you really want it to be getting the full buy in. So Envy now realizing, okay, let's slow down the pace. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. It'll be a quasi buy here just to even out our money, and then we'll have the ops. We'll have whatever we want in the next round to go for an execute. So this is it, the big round here. Cloud9, if they can hold solid, they should be the ones I mean, in this kind of round, this is a round for Cloud9 to just farm some money and just continue to get more confidence.
Let's see Shroud inside event yet again. Going to actually have a couple of people rushing straight towards him. And he'll pick up the first one. MBK looking for the second. He gets the spray down. Nothing there to back him up. And they will completely shut down any sort of threat in towards middle. But Smith push straight towards Forklift, runs into the op. As Skadoodle and Happy, the last man alive, will fall. But, you know, Cloud9, I gotta give them credit. Like, we've seen them play so passive in some of these rounds where EnVyUS are expecting them to be aggressive. Then the next round they get aggressive and EnVyUS aren't expecting it. It's really catching them off, and Happy just can't get a good read.
You know what's really pleasant to listen to, though? It's that op when Skadoodle is using it. For some reason, it sounds more bassy. It's like the Wrath of God. Just like, boom. You know, and every time he's just landing the shots, because now, guess what? He's in the lead. And when Cloud9 win maps, Ska's in the lead on the frags. So now he's having the impact. He's starting to get zeroed in. And Envy trailing by 2 rounds now in this second half. 12-10. Cloud9 looking fantastic. And Ska still with that AWP. But look at Envy again, just taking these passive positions, waiting to see if anybody's going to push. And it's not a bad call because Skadoodle has pushed all the way into Squeak. Aggressive play from Skadoodle. And this could actually catch Envy out.
Oh, wow. Is he going to continue to hold the spot? Oh, he might spot an MBK.
Oh, it doesn't take the shot either. They have no idea.
He's playing this one so smart. Spots him a second time. And Smith's actually pushed up main, so A is actually completely open. Skadoodle's the only man to actually get any sort of information from position, but look at Shroud. Looks for the kill on the Happy. He gets, that's the up-down Q responds, though.
1-for-1 trade, and now Ska backing off. Not sure if he would have been heard there in that situation. Smith, though, no, thinking quad boxes, thinking NBK corner. He's not sure. And it's going to be the smoke going down. Now he knows, and he doesn't get the timing right for the shot. Just holds off a split second too long. We're in a 4-on-4 now, and Envy, this favors them. This is definitely advantage Envy in this kind of situation. They've still got the nades. They still got everything they need. And Shongair has been cut off from his teammate. He is solo on the B site. Needs to come in, but he will not manage it this time. Nothing through the smoke, though. Will drop out Shoxy, and that brings it back to a 3-on-3.
And Smith is still holding out towards middle. They're going to push straight to the smoke, so looking for the kills. MBK takes down nothing. Freakazoid response. He can't get the second. Keo picks it up, and now it's all on to Skadoodle in a 1-on-2. Keo on 2 HP. The bomb will get planted, and Smith picks up the kill to get EnVyUS finally around on the board on this T half.
And I've lost for words. If Freak gets that double spray down, that saves the round right there. Cannot believe that Kiyoshima manages to land that, keep his cool, and bring it back. And then, like, to add insult to injury, right? Ska's like, oh, great, swap out for the M4. 3 bullets left in it, literally. Nothing. Stop spraying through the smoke, please. You just cost your teammate a clutch situation there. Not really, but still. A little bit of bad luck there for Skadoodle in the end.
Well, EnVyUS finally showing some life. This is what we need to see out of them. Things have been so rough on this terror side. They pick up the round. They need to start chaining them together, though.
Yeah, and I like that. Now there's a little bit of an adjustment. Smith goes into Squeak. He's like, Sky, you pushed it last round. Are you going to do that again? You might get greedy because you didn't get much success out of it in the last round. You're going to do it again here in this round. So Smith gets in position to try and punish any kind of early push here on Cloud9's side. This is fun. EnVyUS, man, they're going back to the basics. Just spread out across the map, get all the control, and then make the call once they feel like they have a good read.
EnVyUS, they just seem to be really quiet on this T half. Like, not a lot of kills going onto their way. And happy with the op, putting up some momentum. Keo as well had some fantastic shots so far. But with now 40 seconds to go on the clock, they're gonna have to pick up the pace just a little bit. The bomb is still over towards A, but you Skadoodle back towards site. Freakazoid there to join, and nothing watching towards short. So they're trying to sell a little bit of a fake towards this A site. It looks like they will rush in towards B. MK's already made his way through the vents. Sean Garris is waiting. Is he gonna actually spot him out? He gets a quick kill, looking for the second. He knows there's quite a few men here. Shroud able to back him up, rotating back from middle, and there we go. He picks up one as well. Happy able to respond on a Freakazoid. That was down towards mid, and Shroud is just staying alive, buying time for the team to rotate.
And Sean Garris is still alive. What is this? Kiyoshima finally removes Skadoodle, but nothing is going to be rotating in through vents. Gets the drop on Happy. Free kill, double for him, and that leaves it down to Kiyoshima in a 1v1, but with only 5 seconds left, he just has enough time to plant this bomb. Literally split second, and Kiyoshima not going to stand his ground. Nothing, no fear at all whatsoever. Just runs straight up, and look at that guy. Total badass. Just takes that fight and wins it, hands down.
Just thinking thug life. You know, the music kicks in. Oh, wow. So well done by him. And there we go. 13-11. We're getting one step closer every round that goes by for Cloud9 to having a double American final on the 4th of July. Or, sorry, semi-final on the 4th of July.
And you still have to give it to Envy for making it that close, though, because Cloud9, they almost fluffed that. Sean Garris, Shroud, they played it magnificently, and Sean Garris actually up in checkered. He's been holding passive from the site so many times now. So for him to be playing behind that, that's them changing up the positions to try and catch out Envy. The fact that nothing's able to win that clutch, like, I don't think that it should have come down to a clutch situation like that. So really close, and Envy might be feeling a bit robbed right now.
We do have the deco coming in. EnVyUS have been so successful with it before, but Skadoodle nothing able to just open up onto this round. They do give him the 2-man advantage, but nothing down to 14 health. EnVyUS trying to push in towards A. Freakazoid shuts them down. That's the bomb now at the A site. Not really expecting Happy or Keo to really do too much in this round as Keo is pushing towards B. He might really get a gun off of this, though. Catch out Sean from behind, picks up the kill. Is that M4? And you still see nothing at 14 HP trying to defend, so Skadoodle and Freakazoid are going to quickly rotate in towards A to actually push straight into him if Keo even tries to go for anything. And Shroud going to get the spray down. Keo will fall, and Cloud9 are on 14. They're already up 1 map in this best of 3.
This is it. I mean, the win condition is set. Like Cloud9, they needed the first map, and now they're 2 rounds away from securing the second and going through to the semifinals.
Keo having the game of his life, 31-18.
Despite everything, you know, Shoxy's still trailing behind. I mean, he's doubling the rest of his teammates as far as the scoreline is concerned. Nobody close.
He even played extremely well on Dust 2 on top of this, so he's having a fantastic series. And this Freakazoid pushing up main yet again, getting aggressive. Even pushing through door on top of that with nothing. So they're just going to back off, play this one slow. Not overcommitting to this.
Flash of smokes, and Shoxy, he's not interested in letting him get out for free.
Did they even see him push through the smoke? I don't think they did. They're not going to make something extraordinary happen off this round. It's going to be difficult. Oh, look at that. Free shot onto nothing. That's a free kill for him. A little bit of flash his teammates out. Plus the first one, will land the second. But they're still sitting back. MBK's actually pushed straight up middle. Skadoodle spots him out, but he wasn't even scoped in. He's going to get overrun.
Yeah, there it is. Free kill for Skadoodle. Takes out Shoxy Jesus. And now it's going to be a 3-on-4 situation. Scott needs to hold. If ever he was landing the shots, it's now. And he's already going to get flanked out as well. Quad boxes. Smith will get the kill onto Skadoodle, and that's now a 2-man advantage going on to the site. Shroud, does he actually try and get this fight? If he can get a kill instantly here, this would be big. Stands his ground, wins the fight versus Kiyoshima.
He's all alone, though. Sean's actually trying to... He's at T-spawn.
He's at T-spawn right now. Yeah, this is wild. And yeah, okay, so it's definitely shaping up to be a save situation here for Cloud9. No such luck for Shroud. He's going to take one to the side of the face. MBK lurking in mid. Pretty happy about finding that kill. If they could find Sean Garris as well, that would be big. But EnVyUS right now, they've got 2 AWPs. They've got the AK. They're not even interested in hunting. Their money is still in tatters. They need to hold on to what they've got and just stay alive.
And 4 members on the side of Cloud9 have 20 or more frags. It is ridiculous out of them. They've all been playing well. Yeah, Sean Garris at 12, but his calling has been making up for that tenfold.
Yeah, it's just a great spread across the board right now, Cloud9. Everybody stepping up. Shroud, Skadoodle, nothing. Freak. I mean, they've all had just excellent rounds, whereas EnVyUS is really just top-heavy. It's insane. Kiyoshima, 31 frags still, and then the runner-up is 17 on Shoxy. Just a huge gap right now between the two.
And typically when EnVyUS would beat Cloud9, it was Happy and MBK and Shox to be the men to really step up for their team, so credit to Keo for this. Like I said, the double up setup coming in. Skadoodle going to have one for himself. And Sean Garris going to be all alone at B and actually going for the boost inside, trying to catch out that first man where Shox, you can see just right around that corner. And nothing's pushed middle. He's going to catch out Smith. He gets the first kill.
He's going to be able to back off scot-free as well. He can make his way into vents. He's got options. He's actually going to be able to back off the sandbags as well, keeping him guessing. This is excellent stuff now from Cloud9. NBK will spot nothing, who hung around just a little bit too long. He's going to get a nade on top of his head, down to 38 HP, but he still doesn't step right. Yes, well, as I say that, he does decide to challenge, and so NBK, a free kill there, brings it back to a 4-on-4. Not sure if that was necessary on Nothing's part. Could have potentially got some help out from a teammate there to try and maintain that edge and get out of there safely, but decides to take the fight. Sometimes that's what confidence does for you. You just have to believe you're going to win that fight straight up.
Kill. Oh, he's able to pick up the kill on his Sean Garris. That's another one added to his scorecard. And Freakazoid's alone all at B. Shoxy just trying to play that little bit of a lurker role. Skadoodle and Shroud have rotated, and look at this, he's catching out Skadoodle, gets him very low on health, but Skadoodle picks up the kill. The push coming in towards B, though, to EnVyUS smoking up upper. Freakazoid picks up one. With the help of Shroud, they do lock this down, and Happy's now in a 1-on-2.
This is now, once again, Happy all alone, clutch situation. This is pretty much what he's been like engineered to do, and he's going to get caught out by Freakazoid. How fitting is that? Freakazoid just coming through in such huge fashion here for Cloud9 in this quarterfinal match. Key rounds keep going his way. And yeah, they're just completely wrecked, Envy. They have no money at this point. You can tell. They know that their backs are to the wall. They're going to have to pull off a Fnatic, basically. They're going to have to just win a force buy, come back from that, and manage to get the remaining rounds in this second half. Overtime is definitely still possible.
And they have 3 Famishes picked up the side of Cloud9 as well. They have a lot of utility behind this, though. And Skadoodle again, the opening on the Shox gets so aggressive towards main. Only 4 frags stops them from getting into the semifinals against CLG, which will be played tomorrow. Or that's actually NBK trying to peek in towards their Skadoodle, just waiting for this. And he has Freakazoid to help out in sight.
And there's the second shot for Skadoodle. Rings out, and NBK, that's the last thing he heard. Man advantage now for Cloud9. This is it. Can they keep their cool? Can they keep their composure? That's what has to happen now. They just need to focus, stay dialed in. Do not let Envy find a way onto a site. And so Freakazoid holding alone, solo on A. Rotation is coming out. Smith has been boosted, and that's going to put the bomb in A main now. That's on Kiyoshima. But they're getting wind of this, Cloud9. They've rotated a man into Z. They've got 2 guys holding on A site. This isn't going to get any easier here for Envy. With 45 seconds left, it's going to come down to Smith trying to make his way up short.
He can get this kill on a Shroud, too. That might open things up. He's going to push straight towards CT. Shroud is waiting for this, and he's not going to win the trade. Shroud picks that up, and now it's all on Happy and Keo in a 2-on-4 to keep EnVyUS alive in this tournament. Can Happy do anything about this? He's going to pick up the mantle where Smith dropped it, push straight towards CT spawn. And he's going to get the free flank, but Shroud's waiting for this, and he doesn't pick up the kill. Happy gets it. Skadoodle shuts it down, and Keo, he's leading the team in frags. He's 1-on-3. Can he pull this off?
It's not going to happen. It's not meant to be. 16-12 win, and Cloud9, they will be going on into the semifinals. They have defeated a top 5 team in the world in a best-of-3. For everybody wondering, yes, it is possible. NA, they're back. They can actually win a best-of-3 versus the world's best.
And now they move on to play against CLG tomorrow in the semifinals. 2 North American teams going head-to-head. That is going to be some great Counter-Strike action.
I guarantee, I mean, this is incredible. It guarantees a North American team in the grand finals now.
And the thing is, this whole tournament, the biggest prize pool outside of a Valve-supported major in the entirety of CSGO.
And something to note here as well is that this is Envy the second time, I think, in this team's history that they've dropped out of a tournament without making top 4.
Yeah, actually, I have the stat on that.
That is it. This never happens to Envy, and so this is going to be a shock for the Frenchmen. But yeah, I mean, a well-deserved win for Cloud9. They truly played out of their minds.
15 out of the now 18 tournaments they played in since February, they placed top 4. That is rough for them.
It's an unreal stat, the consistency on Envy. So for Cloud9 to actually defeat this team in a best-of-3, it's not a fluke. It's not a best-of-1 win. They've gone and done it, beat them 2-0. That's just incredible. And yeah, man, Freakazoid, the grin, it's well-deserved.
I mean, you said if EnVyUS, and the analyst said it, if EnVyUS, or not EnVyUS, sorry, Cloud9 were going to do it, it was going to be in a 2-0 fashion. That
everything came together.
Too rough.
Freakazoid all of a sudden shows us play that we haven't seen all tournament long. He just comes in big, takes fights, wins them, gets the entry frags, does everything right. And then the win factor, basically, the win condition, Skadoodle, like what needed to happen there for Cloud9 to actually take that fight, or at least when they've actually won maps versus the best is when Skadoodle all of a sudden comes alive. And guess what happens? SCII comes in, starts landing those key shots. 4 players out of 5 on Cloud9, all in the 20 frags. Like, that's an incredible performance for them in such a high intensity match.
All right, guys. Well, that's it from us here at the Catch. So let's head over to Alex and see what all the analysts thought of that crazy 2-0.
Thanks, Jason. Crazy is right. Truly an outstanding performance there from Cloud9, and another commiserations to EnVyUS. But, I mean, Moses, starting with you. You called the victory. Did you see a 2-0, though?
Had a feeling.
Yeah.
He had a feeling.
He's good with these feelings.
You know, I don't know. You know, it didn't matter to me if they won in a
just
2-0
knew it
or
was gonna
2-1
happen.
fashion, but Cloud9 all cylinders today. I mean, you can see how scary this team gets when Freakazoid, you know, shows up. You know, he was getting entries for them, and you know, one thing I talked about yesterday was they're constructed for Freakazoid nothing to get the entries, and then everyone else take care of the late round. But Freakazoid had some big plays in the mid to late round situation, especially on the defensive side, holding bomb sites. He's winning duels that the EnVyUS players are normally known for winning.
And I mean, you know, on the other side of things, there were players who on EnVyUS side were kind of trying to step up, and
Obviously, the nothing clip here. Where he picks up 2 huge frag. They're on basically a full eco here. They got a
Walks in a
couple
fire.
Yeah, that's kind of funny actually. But yeah, on the other side of the coin, I kind of feel like Kyo just kept having them in the match.
Oh yeah.
Without Kyo, I just felt like it was another like dominating like comeback. It's weird to say because
This round here
yeah, this is a huge round from Kyo.
should have never happened though.
No.
If they would have gone as a one wave instead of 1x1 like this,
They kind of line up.
Yeah.
Well, they did this exact same thing yesterday where
Yeah.
Shox was in that spot with the 5-7 and he got 3 kills. There's one more Molotov they can throw in that execute that lands behind that box. And
Yep.
it basically forces both players into that same spot that Kyo is in, and they just have to pre-aim that spot. So interesting that they're not quite doing that, but either way, I mean, everyone stepped up huge there.
Yeah.
And is that kind of the be all and end all of it? Which was Cloud9 as a team, as a group of individuals, all stepped up. I mean, another factor that we mentioned beforehand was Jordan. You know, nothing. We said that he as an individual has the potential to just this high skill ceiling. Was he hitting that? You think?
I mean, it's not his peak, but he didn't need to be. I mean, the casters mentioned it, 4 players with like around 25 kills in that match. So, I mean, we also didn't see any huge plays out of Skadoodle. I mean, nothing. This was huge. This was an absolutely. And look at how aggressive he is, how confident he is as he approaches this bomb site, not worried about anything, just knows he's going to land that shot. So, and that was a massive round to win, put him up 13-11.
like watching that, I thought Cloud9 was on the driver's seat for the most of that map. Even though they went down 5-10 in the first half, they got into a lot of situations later on where they could have easily won, and they kept Envy's money really low all the way to the end. Like that second to last round, they had one for Maz, and then when Cloud9 won that round, it was at the full force buy from Envy for the last one. So I was really, really close. I think it could have ended earlier. I think Cloud9 could have easily picked up like 8 to 9 rounds on that first half.
Yep.
So as America are influenced by the 4th of July as Cloud9 pick up that victory, we are going to be hearing from Freakazoid, but let's see how that has affected our standings and our brackets, as we can see that has been one hell of a game from Cloud9. I mean, EnVyUS bringing their very best wasn't enough, it seems, as we are hoping to see how that has affected
just
it.
one more thing. I feel like every time Cloud9 are down the first half, I feel like they're gonna win. I'm not worried. Like it's some kind of
trademark.
Yeah.
We're just waiting it to happen.
Was it was you actually? I heard you walk past and you were like, "Oh, I'm still waiting for them to lose 5 rounds." Then they'll start winning.
We were watching it when they were down like 8-2 or something, and he's like, they're still going to come back in this half, and of course they do.
Of course they do, and they will go on to play against Virtus Pro in the semi-finals. And we are now joined. There is a presence on the desk. Hello, Freakazoid, from all the way over there.
How you doing?
I don't know how you can hear me. This is magic. Fantastic game from you as an individual as well, dude. Really, real credit to you. That was something we highlighted. That was the first point we made, right? I mean, Moses came in and said Freakazoid needs to turn up, and I mean, I'm sure you feel like you filled that quite well.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I've been getting so much hate, but I should be because I haven't been performing to my top potential, in my opinion. But I feel like what really made me perform better is my teammates. Honestly, give them all the credit. Sean especially, Skadoodle, Nothing Shroud. I mean, they always kept my back, kept me up. So great teammates, honestly. So,
I mean, going into that game, where was the confidence level? Because I know you guys are a confidence-based team. You're shaking your head. Was it not fantastic?
No, I mean, it was amazing.
Oh, great.
We were so confident coming in this. We knew we were going to 2-0 them. I said last night we were going to 2-0 them. But I said, if we won both pistols, it could have been 16-6, 16-8. But I don't know how the pistols went, honestly, this one. But I know it was 16-12 both, so... I mean, it's somewhat close, I guess.
This is ridiculous that you even won this clutch here with a pistol.
Yeah. You know what's funny on this one? Yeah. Shroud tells me he's dinked, so I shot him once, and I was like, "You're a liar." No, but in Mumble, as I was clutching, I was like, "You're a liar." And they just kept shooting up.
I heard that.
We were wondering why you didn't reload. It had to have been a call, so that's funny.
So I was like, I thought he was.
So if we rewind the clock back and talk about Dust 2, going into that one, was there a particular game plan that Sean had laid out for Dust 2? Did you have an approach?
Yeah, we did our studying on them. We picked up tendencies, what they like to do, and Sean, I mean, he gives himself so much, he doesn't give himself a lot of credit, but he needs to deserve so much credit for this because his game plan is unbelievable. But people don't understand. Like, they think he's not getting all the kills. He's doing his job, man, and he's doing it really well, but he doesn't get any credit because of the kills. But you should see the game plans he puts together, honestly. It's unreal what he, comes up with. I'm not really going to give details.
You've got more to do, dude. You got to keep that quiet. But Moses, you got something to say?
Not really. I mean, I was just congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you for bringing that to North America. That's great stuff.
I could bring up, this is the second time a North American team is going to be in the finals.
Guaranteed in the final. You guys are at CLG next.
I'm excited.
Actually, I do want to ask, when you're playing EnVyUS, and I mean, you guys struggled with it a lot, and I know it has to do with the opponent, but how do you manage those anti-ecos? How do you manage those Deagle Force Buys, those Tech 9s?
Man, they're tough. They're honestly.
It seemed like when you guys got more aggressive on them, it worked out, but when you play a little bit more passively, it kind of beats you up a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, T-side, it was rough, for sure, because, we kind of go sometimes a little too technical rather than saying grouping. And, I mean, that's credit to them because they're also getting all the kills, you know what I mean? These guys are insane. Their aim, they're so quick. So you have to step up your game on these guys, man, because if you don't, they're gonna destroy you. So, I mean, they're really good on anti-ecos, but yeah. But definitely going aggressive helped us out, I think. Sean was calling that too. Again, Sean, credit to him.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the overarching opinion then, that Sean really has provided what Cloud9 needed. He was the catalyst in that victory. And congratulations, but also good luck as you do progress on towards meet CLG. And of course, there's another game that needs to be played. Fnatic vs Keydstars will be our next game. That is going to be another spectacle. Will it be a 2-0? The answer will be provided after the break, and we will see you then. Thanks again, Freakazoid, and good luck.
Thank you guys. You guys are all doing great up here, just let you know. Thanks.
Thanks, Freak.
Cheers, dude.